guys, it is Crystal Envy from RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17, and today I'm going to show you how I created my classic, quintessential Crystal Envy face. This is the face that I wore when I walked into the workroom for the first time. I wanted to present to the world the best and most beautiful version of myself, and I think I did just that. I hope you guys enjoy, and I think that's it. Let's hop right into the tutorial. Okay, now here we are. We are about to start getting into face, getting the muggy Anya Dupree on. I am going to go in with some of my all-time favorite products for this look, and we're gonna go in and cover our brows first. We're going in with our Elmer's washable school glue, the purple kind specifically, and these are called Greeked. When you cover up the name of something, they would do this all my products. I'm gonna go ahead and put a few coats of the Elmer's glue stick through the brow, and this is gonna get loud because I'm about to blow dry this, so Sam, please speed this up. I'm sorry. Okay, and now that the brows are completely covered, we have 3 to 4 layers of glue down. The hairs are flat, baby. Now I'm gonna go in with a powder puff and some translucent powder, and this one's actually not translucent. This is from Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is the deep peach shade. I'm gonna go ahead and use this to set the brow, and I like that it has a little bit of the peach undertone because it just color corrects the hairs already without putting color corrector on. And you really want to push this into that glue, and you also want to make sure that your glue is essentially completely dry at this point. So this was my third time auditioning for Drag Race. You know, they say third time's the charm or whatever. I still think I could have done it on the first try. The third time, I kind of just took a step back. The last 2 times I put in so much effort and gave such a production value to my tape that there was not this rawness that they like to look for. Take a step back, relax, and drink a little bit before you film. Anyway, I'm gonna go in and cover my brows now with foundation. I like to do things a little weird, so I do the whole top half of my face, and then I move on to the lower half after the eyes are done. And first up, I'm gonna use the NARS foundation. This is the Soft Matte Foundation in Stromboli. Love a Stromboli. So going into this year and, 2024 as a whole, it was so exciting getting my first call because the last 2 times I auditioned, I didn't get a call. So I knew that this time I was like, oh, it's a little bit serious. We got to get ourselves prepared mentally, physically, all of the things, because this is a big process. It's a lot to go through. It's a lot on your body. It's a lot on your mind. You have to make sure that you're in a mental space that you can handle something like this. You're secluded from everyone. You don't have your phone. You don't have access to things. You can't even if you have a question, you can't even research it. You have to ask the people there. They're the only people you can rely on, the care team, which are absolutely amazing. I love the care team there. Okay, now that I have the foundation on my forehead, I'm gonna go in with the Krylon TV Paint Stick in the shade 4W. Love these because they are full coverage and they are cream and they're in a stick form. So the second you swipe it on, coverage, baby. Okay, so I'm going in and finishing up the base for the forehead. I'm just using my concealer. This is the Tarte Shape Tape. I'm putting a little bit on my eyelids, and then I'm going in and just putting it through the center of the forehead. And I'm gonna go ahead and take my good old classic beauty blender. I think this is the Pro version, and blend this out. It is damp. I didn't wring out all the water, apparently. Okay. Honey. Okay, so after I got the first call, the second call, Mama, she passed the psych eval, so she's mentally sane, thank the Lord. I was so excited, and it was so amazing, and it's such a whirlwind of emotions that happened all at once, because while it's so exciting and you want to tell everybody, you can't tell anyone. It's crazy. I was having people sign their things. I was like, you better not say shit because you are working on this package, picking designers and, producers and people that are going to help you with this, because you can't do it all alone. It's impossible. So you have to get people that can help you and you trust, because this is a big, big secret that you have to hold, and people love to talk. So hush, hush. Anyway, I was so grateful that this was the year I finally got it. I did finally feel like it was my time this year. I've worked so hard as a drag artist, as an entertainer in general. I did so many things the past year that I think got me to this point. I'm also so grateful to my home bar, Paradise. Being a Miss Paradise, I think, is such an elite title up here in the Northeast, and not that it gets your name out there, but it definitely does, and it gets you connections, and it helps you meet people. So that was something that I think projected me in 2022 to, you know, now 2024, getting on Drag Race. Now I'm going in with just a little bit of cream contour. This was the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Chai, just to warm up the perimeter of my forehead, because I like to look nice and bronzed goddess, and I have a big forehead, so we need to, you know, contour that shit a bit. And now that's all done, I'm gonna go ahead and powder this whole mess, and now I'm gonna go in with Vanilla from Anastasia Beverly Hills, their loose powder, and I'm really gonna push that into the brow, make sure that the creams are all set, bring it down onto the lid, and then powder the whole forehead with what's left on the sponge. I like to put a little extra on the brow because if it is any sort of moist or wet product there, when you start doing your eyeshadow, it will pick up your brow cover, which you do not want. To add a little extra coverage to those areas, I like to go in with the MAC Studio Fix powder. This is the shade C4, and this just gives a little bit more extra coverage on top of your brow cover. And again, it's just mattifying it more. It fills in a little bit of that texture and smooths that whole area out a little bit more so we can have a smoother coverage when going in with our shadows. They don't give you a lot of time to get ready for this shit. You know, it's a quick process. They want the girls out there very, very fast, and you have to prepare 14 runways, and not only the 14 runways, there's all the other looks that go a part of the mini challenges, the main challenges, the maxi challenges, snatch game, the rusical. There's so much that goes into it that, and you also just want to bring extra stuff because you never know what you're gonna need. I think I went with like 500 pounds worth of stuff. I had 8 large 64-gallon sized bins, I believe. Huge. I was going through TSA and they were like, girl, what is going on? Where is she going? I was like, I'm traveling for media. I have a media pass. Please give me a discount. Now that I look like an alien and I have absolutely no brows, I'm gonna go into one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes. This formula is so amazing. It's expensive. These are the Natasha Denona shadows, and this is the bronze palette. So I'm gonna go in with all the matte shades in here. I'm gonna go in with the shade Sundown, which is this like peachy brown. It's absolutely beautiful. And I'm gonna use this as my first shade in my crease. And I'm gonna go in with the Morphe Makeup by Ariel brush. So preparing my entrance look, I wanted something that was quintessential Crystal Envy. My favorite color is pink. Duh. I mean, look at all the shit behind me. My entrance look was dollars. I'm not gonna tell you because it's crazy, but it looks like what I paid for it because every ostrich feather that fell off me that day was $100. I was picking them up off the floor. I was not leaving them behind. Going into my hair, I wanted, again, something classic Crystal Envy. Something with volume, human hair, duh, and a classic crystal blonde. It's actually the first human hair wig I bought. It is made by one of my good friends, Jelani. His brand is Jelani Wigs. Follow them right here. If you need a sickeningly amazing human hair wig, hit them up. The outfit itself was made by the one and only Monique V in Chicago. Probably one of my favorite designers. They are absolutely amazing. The work they put into their costuming and their designs is just so, so beautiful. All right, so I'm gonna go in and deepen the outer corner of my crease now that I have the base shape that I like. I'm gonna go in with the shade Magma from the same palette with a denser fluffy brush. And we're gonna go ahead and pop this right in this outer portion of my eye. And then I'm gonna go in with the other brush. I usually keep them both in my hand at the same time because I switch between them pretty frequently, and blend this out. First day in the workroom, entrance day. I got up at the crack of dawn. I think it was about like 4 a.m. that day to shave, shower, and sit down and get ready. I wanted to take my time. Baby, this is the first time the world is gonna see you. I was not taking an hour on my face. I sat there for like 2.5 hours. We all are on set in our little trailers outside. I can see all the trailers and they're next to each other. I can hear the girls next to me and I'm like getting so excited and I'm anticipating, and they're calling us by our colors and not our name, and they're like yellow and purple and green, and I'm like, who's who? And then we finally get pulled out of the trailers. We're all lined up. We don't see anyone because we're like facing backwards, and we walk into this huge room, and it's not the workroom. Bitch, we're in the goddamn Squirrel Games. Insane. There's RuPaul's Drag Race alum, some girls that I've seen before online, some girls I already know. There's about 50 of us in this room. This was a crazy experience, but it was also really fun and hectic. I was having a good time personally. So now that I've deepened up the crease, I'm gonna go ahead and cut my lid and get a nice, sharp, elongated eye shape. I'm gonna go in with a small little detail brush and concealer. This is the Tarte concealer as well, but this is in the shade White. Now that we finished the Squirrel Games and the 14 of us are revealed, to the world. We all enter the workroom one by one to actually sit and chat and get to know one another, which is really, really exciting because, again, like I said, some of these girls I know. The second I walked into the room, Corey King picked me up and lifted me off the ground, this big bitch. I was like, girl, are you kidding me? So again, I'm just going in and cleaning up my crease, making the shape I want. I kind of do like a half moon crease. I don't go all the way out. I don't do a wing eyeliner on my eye just because I don't really like the shape that it makes, but you'll see when we get there. Okay, so now that we cut the crease, I am just setting that with a white powder. This is the Patrick Star One Size Face Powder in Stage White. I love this because it is like the whitest eyeshadow you can find and also the whitest under eye face powder, so it works multi-purpose. Anyway, I'm gonna go with a little eyeliner. This is Ruby Kiss's eyeliner. I got this at the beauty supply. I love this. This shit is $2. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and start from the outer corner and go all the way into my eye and then go from inner and meet it halfway. Okay, so now that I have the majority of the eye lined, you want to let it dry for just a second, and you're gonna go in with a small little brush and a dark brown eyeshadow. Okay, so now that we have the eyeliner on and it is smoked and smudged out, you can kind of see the eye coming to life. Again, it still looks crazy before I have brows on. We're gonna go ahead and do one of my favorite parts, which is adding a little bit of glitter in that white portion. So I use these liquid glitters. You can buy these from different brands, but this was the set I got from TikTok Shop. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. If you really want it, DM me on Instagram and I'll message it to you. So now that the girls, we've all de-dragged and we are chilling, they tell us we need to decide who is going to be in week 1 of the talent show and week 2. I decided that I want to be in week 2 solely because my runway look for week 2, which you'll see, is a specific makeup look and I wouldn't have had enough time to switch between the runway and my talent show. I'm getting real close so y'all can see how beautiful these glitters are, and they apply it so smooth. And again, since they're a wet kind of liquid liner glitter, they're not gonna fall into your lashes, which we love. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows off camera because I gotta get real close and lean into this mirror. I am very meticulous and detail oriented. If you want a tutorial solely based on the brows, because that can be a whole like 10 to 20 minute tutorial alone, let me know in the comments down below and I will get that to you ASAP. I always get a lot of compliments on the way I draw my brows. So I'm gonna go do this off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, now we got the brows back on and we are ready to go. They look fierce, I know. Snatched for the gods. I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the lower half of my face and finish off this look. I'm going to prime my face with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I already have my moisturizer on, which is the Tatcha Water Cream. The Hydro Grip is nice because it keeps my skin moisturized, but also has a really gripping, tacky substance, which is great for, you know, all this makeup I'm about to put on top of it. So honestly, I strategically did put myself in week 2 so I could watch these girls, get some insight, get some input on how this was gonna go down. Also, it's kind of nerve-wracking being the first one to go. So I was like, I'm immediately going in week 2, and I didn't argue with anyone. I was like, I'm doing week 2, so y'all could do what y'all want to do at this point. Before we go into judging the girls and the Rate a Queen system, I'm going to use my foundation first. This is the Kryolan TV Paint Stick as well. I'm going to be using 2 shades. I will be using the shade 4W and the shade L0. I'm going to go ahead and cover my beard with this, essentially. It is a full coverage foundation, and I love it because you can literally just paint it right on. So once that's on the face, then I'll go in with a regular liquid foundation. This is the NARS Soft Matte that we used on the upper half. She's almost empty. Ooh. That sounds like me after Chipotle. That we go that on the upper half of the face. I'm gonna go in with the Beauty Blender and stipple this to blend out all the Kryolan TV Paint Stick. I feel like this just fills in the gaps and smooths out the TV Paint Stick because the TV Paint Stick is such a thick formula, it doesn't move much, so that's why I like to go on top with a liquid formula. So now that we've watched all these girls and their talent shows, it is time to rate them. I decided to rate them collectively based off of their runway package and their talent show combined, and what I thought overall. What was the experience like? What was the judges' reaction? How did I feel? Anyway, I'm gonna go in with some cream contour. This is the Born This Way Too Faced Concealer in Chai, because baby, I am born this way. Well, yes. So I'm going to take this and put this right under the cheekbone here. I'm going to do this L shape to contour my jaw because I do have a jaw and I need to get rid of it. So you just kind of connect the two. And this is going to chisel out the face over here. Same thing on the other side. Do that L shape. And then I'm gonna fill in under the neck with it as well. So once that's drawn on, take your blending brush. This is a Real Techniques blending brush, and just go to town. So Katy Perry being the guest judge was an absolute amazing experience. In the workroom when she came in, I did want to do a little cheers with the girl, you know, season 17, woohoo! She called me bossy. This bitch called me bossy, which I am. I get it, I am. So seeing RuPaul for the first time was insane. I mean, you watch her on TV and you see the judges and you hear her voice, and I've been watching Drag Race since I'm 13 years old. This is like an absolute dream come true for me, and I just know that 14-year-old me sitting in my bedroom with my makeup and hiding in the closet would be so proud of the entertainer and the drag artist and just the person that I am today. And this is for you, young Crystal, because without you, I wouldn't be here today. This was your dream. So now that I have my cream contour done and blended out, I'm going in with my concealer. This is the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Porcelain Beige. I'm going in and putting a lovely amount under my eye, upper lip, down the center of the nose, and the center of the chin. I also like to do a little bit on the outer corners of my mouth. This just creates the illusion that you're always smiling, which with my RBF, I could use that. Okay, so I went ahead and added some cream blush on off camera. I used the Patrick Ta She's Giving blush, the cream side of the duo, of course, duh, because we're still very wet looking. I'm gonna go ahead and powder my face, and I'm using the Anastasia vanilla powder as well. And while I powder my face, I want to talk to you guys about some of the advice I got going into Drag Race from some other Ru girls, you know, the alum. My drag sister, Jasmine Kennedy, gave me some amazing advice, of course. She was coaching me throughout the whole time and really helping me out with my package and putting my looks together. I'm really grateful to her, because without her, I wouldn't have had such a sane head on my shoulders. Paradise has so many former Miss Paradises that have also been on the show. We have Olivia Lux, Sophia Cristal, Honey Davenport, so many girls, and they all, of course, gave me some great advice. They said to have fun. Enjoy the experience, enjoy what's going on in the moment, because it goes so fast. And when I tell you it does, it goes so fast. And every time I walked into that workroom, I soaked up the moment, because things could go awry at any second. Okay, so now that the high planes of the face are powdered with the vanilla shade, I'm gonna go in with a big brush and the deep peach shade and just set the rest. And I know it looks crazy, but in a second, we're gonna buff this all in. So just take that brush, try to close your eyes and hold your breath, because there's powder flying everywhere. And if you breathe it in, you might die. I think there's talc in this. I'm gonna go in with multiple shades of Studio Fix powder. I have, when I say multiple, I literally mean 4. So we're gonna go in with NC10, C4, NC42, and NC45. So these are literally my highlight, my face powder, my bronzer, and my contour. I love these powders because they give coverage to the skin, and if you're a drag queen and you have things you need to cover, these are chef's kiss. I'm gonna go ahead and reinforce these off camera just because it's gonna take me a little while. Put the lightest shade on the light points and the darkest shades on the dark points. Okay, so now I'm going in and just reinforcing my cream blush with my powder blush. Same Patrick Ta She's Giving blush. This is just the powder side. I do love a bright pink cheek, baby. I'm gonna mix 2. So this one's more of a deep pink. I'm gonna go on top of it to blend the edges with the House Labs Dragon Fruit Days. It's a shade lighter, so it's just gonna diffuse the edges. Again, it's still a bright pink. I love bright pink. I'm gonna go ahead and do my lashes off camera, and then we will be back to do a classic signature Crystal Envy nude lip. See you in a second. Okay, so now that we have our lashes on, these are one of my favorites. They are the Lily Lashes So Extra Miami and So Extra Mykonos stacked, because I am so extra. We're gonna move on to the lip. I'm gonna go in, like I said, with a classic Crystal Envy nude lip. This is one of my favorite lip liners. This is what I wore walking into the workroom. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip liner in the shade Mocha. I would say it's like a muted neutral brown with a little bit of a mauve undertone. Okay, so now that I overdrew my already overfilled lips to the high heavens, we're gonna move on to lipstick. This is Kim Chi Chic Beauty in the shade MBL05. It's called Cafe au Lait, and it's beautiful. The packaging's really cute. You click it and it falls out the bottom. And it is this absolutely gorgeous, I'll swatch it for you, pale nude with a little bit of a like pearl pink undertone. Something I absolutely love. One of my go-tos. Gorgeous. watched it on the lip. Okay, so now that that's on, go ahead and blend that in. I'll go back in with my lip liner just to define the edges a bit more as well. And now that the lipstick is on, we're going to top it off with a gloss. This is the Made by Mitchell lip gloss in the shade Soft Serve. These are absolutely gorgeous, these glosses, and I love the applicator. And that is the combo to a classic Crystal Envy nude lip. You could have kept it matte without the gloss. If I'm whipping my hair around, I probably won't wear gloss because the hair gets caught in it and then it's a whole mess. I'm gonna go ahead and put my hair on and my outfit for my entrance look, and I will be right back, and we will see you in just 1 second. And here we are, the finished look. This is the absolutely beautiful, the one of a kind, the gorgeous, the stunning entrance look for RuPaul's Drag Race Season 17. Oh my god, I am so excited that I got to do this tutorial for you guys. I hope you enjoyed. It was so much fun. Like I said, this is the classic quintessential Crystal Envy face, a good neutral smoky brown eye, a little glitter, and a good old nude lip, baby. Quintessential Crystal Envy. What more could you want? I mean, come on. Look at the girl. Look at the doll. Look at the diva. The grande dame. What do you expect? She's stunning, she's gorgeous, and she's talented, honey. I hope you guys enjoyed. I can't wait to see you guys on the next one. Please stay tuned for the next tutorial. Next week, we have some fun things coming. I hope you enjoy. Make sure you subscribe to the channel down below. Up, left, right, wherever the button is, subscribe. You can follow me on all my social media platforms at The Crystal Envy. That is The Crystal Envy. Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. I love you, and make sure you look in the mirror and you tell yourself that someone is gonna envy you today. See you in the next one.